Tank Talk is officially on Team Redcon 1. Stay at your highest state of readiness with the fastest growing supplement company in the United States of America, Redcon 1. Redcon offers a multitude of products to make sure you're energized and feel at your best with their Total War pre-workout, Redcon 1 energy drinks, protein, and more. And as a bonus to feeling energized and at your best, use our promo code TANKTALK at checkout to receive 20% off your next order. Hey yo, are you sick and tired of sitting around on the couch or the bar stool and missing out on the live action? Well, look no further. We got you covered with the help of the official ticketing partner of the Tank Talk podcast, SeatGeek. SeatGeek lets you know what seats are absolute crop and what seats are the best in the house with their unique deal score feature, as well as offering the best ticketing prices in the market. Use promo code TANKTALKPOD, all caps, no spaces, at checkout and get $20 off your first purchase. Download SeatGeek on any iOS or Android devices and go out there and experience the live action of any big game today.
Go Raptors! Yeah!
The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Sup, dude, and welcome back to the Tank Talk podcast. This is Tank Interior speaking to a microphone here out of Emerge Media Creators Co-op. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now 31 days away until NFL football when the Baltimore Ravens kick the season off against the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. We're coming off the Hall of Fame game, y'all. We got actual football to talk about, an actual football game.
What?
Unbelievable. Even though they didn't get to the end and finish, it is what it is. Football was still played. We got plenty to dive into this week. We have our thoughts on the new kickoff first and foremost. Got an update on the camp holdouts. What the hell's going on with Brandon Aiyuk and CeeDee Lamb? We'll talk about that. Tyreek Hill got an extension. Not so much of an extension, more so just more guaranteed money up front. And he was also ranked according to the players, the #1 player in the National Football League. We'll talk about that pretty soon. We also have the Pundits Playbook, everyone's favorite Tank Talk segment. It is back. It's that time of year. Marty literally spent the whole year since he was last on here crunching the numbers up, fighting in a battle with the numbers and the stats and the odds to find out who will win their respective division this upcoming season. So we'll get into his predictions and also share our predictions, plus more. So with that being said, to my left, I'm joined by the one and only Brother Bren. What's up, dude?
Hell yeah, nothing much, man. I also did some homework on the Pundits Playbook stuff.
Okay.
Had to get into the numbers a little bit, which I saw this board, a little confused, but we'll get there.
Okay. And as y'all can see, we got the Marty's board. He was
Whoa.
Are you Marty, brother?
I thought you were going to introduce me.
I'll get there.
Not yet.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll get there now. Ladies and gentlemen, on the ones and twos, we got Aiden.
Thank
How
you.
about it?
Now I'm getting my due respect.
I apologize. I apologize, dude.
He's just so excited.
We got Aiden filling in. Anthony is still on his little baseball hiatus. He just got back today. He absolutely killing it. Absolutely giving him time off. He's done for the summer. He'll be back next week. Also gave Maranto a little bit of time off. You know what I mean? He's been busy as hell. So, Aiden, how's your weekend, dude? How's it feel getting on the board? I know you were excited. Jumped the gun. Wanted to get on camera, show face. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, I had a great weekend. I wasn't expecting you to point at that board right there. You got a new producer. You don't even want to introduce me.
Jeez Louise, what is going on?
I do everything for you. I take pictures. I produce. I can't even get an introduction.
Give him some respect.
Jumping, I was trying. Jeez Louise.
I'm about to sabotage the show over here.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
We don't need that.
But how was your weekend?
Look at this. Just how we flipped like that. Unbelievable.
That's standing on business.
Hey, he was standing on business. Anyway, yeah, we had a good weekend. Marty, as I was getting to, Marty was nice enough to leave his board here for us to show you guys off a little bit. Drink it all in, man. Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. But don't take too much. I'm glad there's a glare on that because we don't want to be giving up too much information before we get to the meat of the burger here later on.
He built the board himself.
You know, Maranto just builds everything.
Oh, Maranto did it.
That could have been Marty. I don't know.
He just does stuff, man.
We all do stuff. And
I get it.
What we do is talk about sports, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? Before we dive into the meat of the bones, make sure you're following us at TankTalk_pod on all of our social platforms. We got daily content rolling in, obviously on a daily basis with our sports stoogery. And obviously the preseason is this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, with the 1K giveaway, we got 2 tickets to any NFL preseason game with your name on it. All you got to do is subscribe to us here on YouTube, Tank Talk Podcast. Comment your favorite team for a chance to win on it could be this video, any of our pin posts on X or Instagram, you name it. We'll see it. We'll see your comment on your favorite team. Winner will be announced when we reach 1,000 subscribers. As it stands right now, I believe we are sitting at 832. We are so close.
Are these people not excited for football?
So close, dude. They don't want to go see a preseason game, apparently.
Guess not. They said, I'll miss football. That's not like us, man.
No.
We're going to be out there.
You know, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Yeah,
come on.
Bro, we're going to have a full barn here pretty soon. New set is, listen, I know it's just getting delayed. But the new set will be here by the time NFL regular season kicks off. Can't fucking wait for that.
Better be.
In other Tank Talk news, though,
what?
Discord server is up and running. The Discord server is up and running, y'all. I got the link in our description here on YouTube. Make sure you click that. Join the community. Connect with more sports stooges like ourselves.
Come on, man.
This could either be a really great thing or a bad thing.
Hey, we'll find out.
Can't wait to see what comes about it, to be honest with you. I can't fucking wait. But with that being said, let's get into it, man.
Let's do it.
Brother Bren, did you get a chance to catch any of the Hall of Fame game and see the first new NFL kickoff in the new format?
So, preseason being preseason, I'm not big on it. But I did tune in a little bit, and I did end up seeing, I believe, 2 kick returns. And I don't know how I feel. Definitely going to have to get used to it.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like, I'll try to pull it up as we're speaking here as well. I don't know, because you got to keep in the back of your mind that, like, you're probably not going to see the same personnel on the kickoff squad during the regular season.
Probably not. They got to fine tune it.
They definitely will. But first glance at it, I don't mind it. It is a different look. It is weird seeing it on an NFL field, but I don't mind it. I really don't. I wouldn't say it's innovative because the XFL started it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to open up a lot more opportunity for scoring. But on the flip side of it, though, I can see a world where teams will just start saying, fuck it, and just kick it in the back of the end zone and just accept the fact that the opposing team will start on a 30-yard line. They don't care about the 5-yard disadvantage or what have you. Because at that point, it's just like, 1, we're going to prevent a score from happening. 2, we're going to save some more injuries because the reason why they changed the format was due to the collision and all that.
Yeah.
Yo, from seeing it, there might be the same amount of collision, to be honest with you.
Maybe even more.
Because it seemed like I thought it was going to be, like I said, this is going to be meant for more of the starters and speedier guys because in the preseason, you're probably not going to see a guy that can run a 4.3, 4.4 return these kicks.
What?
It's probably going to be like a practice squad guy out there, what have you.
For sure.
But if you put like, I'm just trying to think of a random like kick returner, like the guy from Jacksonville, what's his name? Jamal Agnew. If you put Jamal Agnew back there, I'm pretty confident that he's going to be able to find a gap and just zip out of there because from what I've seen from last Thursday, there was some openings, but I don't think that returner's seen it as quick. Maybe as quickly as like a better known name. and it just closed quick and just fuck it. Every kickoff that I seen last Thursday just got stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. Listen, perfect world. They find the hole, return it for a touchdown. Then people will be like, holy shit, this shit is going to be electric. But now they're like, it's cool.
Yeah, as I'm loading the video up here too, and I definitely agree with you, brother. And I forgot to completely apologize that we're 30 minutes late, strictly for the fact that people don't know how to drive. I got out of work on time.
What?
I did have to take a pit stop at home. Normally, I just come here straight from work because Naughty is back up at Bill's training camp. Good luck to you out there, Naughty and the Buffalo Bills. So I had to go let the dogs out. Pouring rain, so everyone was a little slow.
I was about to say, once it rains, man,
bro, so.
Any type of different weather, they're like, holy shit, I forgot how to drive.
Yeah.
Every time.
And then, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And then after I let the dogs out, come back home. As soon as you get on the Grand Island Bridge, people don't know how to merge on that bitch.
Never.
So that held me back even more. So we had to come in and set up here because they held Trap Nerd Draft yesterday. Which, Trap Nerd, if y'all listen, Donnie's going to win that bitch. I heard what y'all said in the beginning.
What?
Yeah.
What they say?
They said they beat us so bad that they made us quit. We got other shit we got to do. We ain't staying up at 3 a.m. for no fucking waiver wire. Sorry about it.
Yeah, can't do that. And
Listen,
plus offense, plus a whole team, bro, offense, defense.
If it was strictly just offense, it wouldn't be a problem.
No.
But now you're adding in defense, which is a completely new. You're essentially managing two teams in one. And boys are staying up till 3 a.m. to do it. I don't got time for that shit.
See, I'd be fine with defense if it was a dynasty, but the fact that it'd be every single year, I got to draft a whole team. No, thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. This is what I was getting to. So, here's a new kickoff. First one of the new season.
Oh, here we go.
Boom, stuffed up.
Close that shit up quick.
Stuffed up like that.
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like since they are lined up next to each other, there's not going to be much of a chance.
So I forgot we might get muted when I take us off the stage. But, yeah, it just gets – look at that. I mean, I feel like if you get a Jamal Agnew, even if you get fucking Tyreek Hill out there, which he probably won't be back there with the new contract.
Hell no.
But if you get a guy that could see that shit easily, he's just going to zip right through. And I'm really interested to see – because obviously every special teams coordinator was watching this shit.
Yeah.
They're going to scheme some shit up.
Oh, for sure. Got to.
And even like when I was at the Bills training camp last week, and they pretty much had some speedsters out there. So overall, I like that they're trying to change this, but at the end of the day, at the same time, I can see it completely taking a complete left turn from what they're trying to avoid. I feel like there's still going to be the same amount of injuries. And I also think at the same time, there may not be because teams may just say, fuck it, just kick it out the end zone anyway. One, to avoid injury, and two, to avoid the possibility of the return team scoring.
Well, I mean, I feel like if the team has a good defense, they are allowed to be like, fuck it, put them on 30. Our defense is good enough to stop them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you. So, is that time of the show? That time of year, bro. I can't wait to do that. We had this plan for later, but I can't wait to get to it, bro. So obviously we went over the offseason recaps.
What?
Shout out to Matt Johnson for writing those blogs up. So like I said, Marty spent the whole year in the lab crunching the numbers.
True numbers guy.
Watching the highlights, diving into all the analytics, everything you could possibly fucking think of. Marty was in there cooking it up, doing his research. And finally, Marty got his predictions for the division winners. So this week we're doing it a little differently. Last year we did a division for every single week. It took us 8 weeks. This year we said, no, we can't fucking wait. We got to get to all this information as fast as we can in the most efficient way. So what we're doing this year, we're doing the AFC and NFC for that one recording. So this week we're starting off with the AFC and NFC North.
Boom.
Probably
Two good divisions.
I mean, obviously one, probably the best division of football.
The NFC North, right?
Come on, bro.
I'm joking.
Come on. So that being said, let's pass it over to our stats savant, our numbers guy.
Hell yeah.
Jake Money Martineau, to kick off this year's Pundits Playbook.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is season 2 of Pundit's Playbook. I'm Marty. We're going to do things a little different this year. We're going to talk about some pros, some cons with the teams, and we're going to do both divisions this year. So this year we're starting with the AFC and NFC North. And we're going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, they came in last year. They went 9-8. Okay, but this year they are plus 165 to win the division, which would be second.
Nice.
They're projected at 10.5 wins. So we're going to start with some positives with this team. So they have the 6th easiest schedule this year, and their unique 3 games are against the Pats, the Titans, and then the Panthers. So those should be 3 wins for them. With Burrow fully healthy last year, they went 4-1 with wins over the 49ers and the Bills. So they were a really good team when Burrow was healthy. They had great coaching with Zach Taylor. He was able to do very good work with Jake Browning, the backup quarterback. They faced the number 1 hardest schedule last year, but still went 9-8 with that backup quarterback. So Zach Taylor did a great job. Now let's talk about some negatives. They lost some players. They lost DJ Reader and Awuzie on defense. DJ Reader was such a great player in the run defense. When he was on the field for the past 2 years, they were number 1 in run defense. When he was off the field, they were 32nd.
That's on me.
When he was on the field, teams only averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Without him, that jumped all the way up to 4.9. So losing him is a huge factor for this Bengals run defense. This year, they play 3 short week road games, which is tied for the most. They had 3 last year, and now they have 3 again this year. So scheduling did not do them any favors at all. I hate these short week road games. 1, you're on the road. 2, you don't have enough time to prepare. And teams only win these games historically at 43% of the time. So that's a big disadvantage right there. They also play 3 games in 10 days during weeks 15 through the 17. So if this team is banged up and they got to play 3 games in 10 days, that might be a few losses there. So it's that's very sketchy for them right there. And then last but not least, their net rest edge is ranked 22nd. So net rest edge is how many days of rest you have compared to your opponent. So they're below average. But overall, if Joe Burrow can stay healthy with this good coaching staff, I think they could do some damage in this division. So next, we're going to transition to the Steelers. So the Steelers finished 3rd last year, and they were 10-7. This year, however, they are plus 750 to win the division, which is last, and they are projected at 8.5 wins, which is the worst in this division. Let's talk about some positives, though. They got rid of OC Matt Canada last year, which I absolutely hated. I don't like the guy. He was not a good coach and was holding Kenny Pickett back, so I'm glad they got rid of him. One stat about him. Through 4 weeks last year, they had 26 drives in the first half. How many of those drives reached the red zone? Just 1. That's under 4% right there. That's absolutely horrible and unacceptable, so I'm glad he's gone. Their offense finished 22nd in yards per play and 28th in points per drive last year, so the offense was not good at all. The past 3 years, the offense scored only 925 offensive points, which would rank 5th lowest, so they really had to ride on their defense and make sure their defense made plays for them. Defense last year, though, 9th in points per drive allowed, 11th in pressure rate, and 8th in takeaways. So their defense has always been solid, and they've always relied on them. So they're going to probably continue to do that this year as well. Their D-line, T.J. Watt and Co., 2nd ranked in the league right now, so they're very big right there. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season as well. So that's another big factor for them. He's a pretty good coach. They have new quarterbacks this year. They have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
That's anything.
I'm not sure who's going to start. Probably Wilson to start the season, but I think it's a big upgrade over Kenny Pickett. So hopefully they could do some damage there. But now let's transition into the negatives with this team. Last year, they won 4 games when they trailed entering the fourth quarter. Those can't be reliable because when you go down entering the fourth quarter, there's a good chance you're probably going to lose. So you don't want to trail going to the fourth. So the Steelers need to fix that because they were 4-0 last year with that, and it's just not a reliable stat year over year. They actually have the hardest schedule in the NFL. So when you have to play the Browns twice, Ravens twice, and then Cincy twice, you're going to play some tough teams. So they got the hardest schedule. So that's not good for them. They play 3 games in 10 days during weeks 15 through 17, just like Cincy. So they better hope they're healthy for those 3 games because they're going to need it. And then they end the season against Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, then Cincy. Those are very tough games. So they could go 0-4 in those last 4. So what do I expect out of this team? Their new OC, Arthur Smith, he comes from Atlanta and loves to run the ball. Pittsburgh loves to run the ball, so I'm expecting a lot of Najee Harris and Jalen Warren running the ball. And I'm expecting the defense to make plays for them again and try to carry them to wins. But that's what I have for the Steelers. Now we're going to transition into the Browns. So the Browns had a great year last year. They came in second. They went 11-6. This year, they're plus 450 to win the division, which would be third favorite, and projected at 8.5 wins, similar to Pittsburgh. We're going to start with the negatives with this team. So the first negative, Deshaun Watson. So his cap hit is going to be $63.8 million, which might be like the biggest cap hit for a quarterback of all time. That's absolutely insane, especially since he hasn't produced the last 2 seasons. So they're going to really need to rely on him to produce with that huge cap hit. The Browns went 5-0 in games decided by 3 points or less, and 6-2 in one-possession games. So they were very lucky with low-scoring games. So those can go the other way. Variance could hit them the wrong way, and they could end up going, instead of going 5-0 in those 3-point games, they could have went 0-5. So that's something you don't want to rely on year over year. They got the 3rd hardest schedule in the NFL. I mean, they got to play the Ravens twice, Steelers twice, and Cincy twice. So I understand that, but the schedule is pretty tough. Nick Chubb, he was a huge part of their offense the past, 5+ years he's been with the team. Last year he got hurt. This year he won't be coming back till late in the season. Will he be healthy when he comes back? I don't know. Will he be the same player? I'm not sure, but he's a huge part of that offense, so they're going to miss him dearly. And then they end the season against Kansas City, Cincy, Dolphins, and Baltimore. So that's a tough end of the season right there, and they could go 0-4, similar to the Steelers. But now, let's talk about the positives and why I like this team a lot. They lost Deshaun Watson last year, lost Nick Chubb. Their O-line was the 5th most injured in the league, and their defense was unhealthy last year, but they still won 11 games. They had Joe Flacco come off the couch and was slinging the ball, and they were winning games. 11 wins is a lot, pretty much. Another stat I like is Per Sharp Football. That's where I get all my information from. They have the 3rd best roster in this league. They have talent offensively, defensively. They have a lot of great players on this team, so they could definitely make a run. Last year, they were -9 in the turnover margin, but still won 11 games. If that goes closer, they might have had a lot more wins last year. They added Jerry Jeudy, and they have Ken Dorsey as the new OC. Jerry Jeudy should be a good weapon for Deshaun Watson, and we'll see what Ken Dorsey does for them as a new OC. He comes from Buffalo, and he was pretty decent. Their O-line is ranked 3rd best this year, and their D-line is 7th best this year. So they have a lot of talent offensively, defensively. This all depends if Deshaun Watson is good or not. So I kind of like the Browns this year. And then last but not least, we have the division winners of last year, Baltimore Ravens. They went 13-4, was a great team. This year they are projected plus 145 to win this division, which is the best, slightly better than Cincy. Projected 11.5 wins. So we're going to talk about the negatives with this team. The one thing I don't like about this team is their O-line. They lost 3 starters, and their O-line is ranked 28th best in the league. That's unacceptable. They need to really get some great play out of their O-line this year. They lost a lot of coaching talent on defense, so I don't really like that either. They're not really deep at wide receiver. They have Zay Flowers, who was a rookie last year, but after him, who's their wide receiver 2? Rashard Bateman? Are they going to use Isaiah Likely more? I'm not sure on that. But if Zay Flowers goes down, it's going to be pretty bad for them. And then the last bullet point I have, they have the 5th hardest schedule this year. Their schedule starts hard but gets easier, so they might start slow out the gate, but I'm not too worried about this team because I think Lamar Jackson is very talented. So now going into the positives and why I love Lamar Jackson. Since 2019, the Ravens are 52-18 in regular season games when Jackson starts. That's a 74% win rate, which is insane. When he doesn't start in that time period, they are 4-9. So Lamar Jackson is elite, and I really like the guy. And they signed the big dog, Derrick Henry. He's getting older, but I think he's an upgrade over the likes of Gus Edwards or J.K. Dobbins. So I think he could be a decent fit. I would not be surprised if he ends with like 15-plus touchdowns this year. So that's something to keep an eye on. They are number 2 in opening drive to TD rate at 42%. They've been like that for the past 5 years outside of the 22 season. They fixed that, though, so they're really good at scoring on opening drives. I like that. And then they're great in the red zone. Outside of the 22 season, the past 5 years, they've been in like the top 5 each time. So I love that. And now the most important stat with this team, and which I could think would be huge for them. So in the 2024 season, they are first in net rest edge. They are at plus 16.
RP.
Plus 16 would be the largest in history. So they have 16 more days of rest than their opponents throughout the season, which is huge. To put this in perspective, the Browns and Steelers are only plus 2. So the Ravens are 8x more rest days than the Browns and Steelers. And Cincy's negative 2. So they have 18 more days than Cincy, which is just wild to me. Since 2017, the Ravens are 10-1 with a 3-day of rest edge. So when the Ravens rest, they have time to prepare than the other team. They do so much better, and I like that with the Ravens. So that's really all I have with the AFC North. So let's do my predictions right now.
There we go.
So in no shocker, I'm going to have Pitt coming in 4th. It's just this division is really hard, and the other teams are so much better than they are. That's all I really have for them. Number 3, I have Cleveland. So I do think Cleveland can win over that 8.5 projection. I do think they have a lot of talent. I'm worried about Deshaun Watson and if he's good, but I just think when you compare him against Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, he doesn't stand a chance. Second, I picked the Ravens to win last year, but I'm picking them to come in second. Although they do have that big rest edge, I am worried about their O-line, and if their depth at wide receiver gets hurt, that does worry me a little. And then last but not least, I have Cincy. So this all rides on Joe Burrow staying healthy and just good coaching with Zach Taylor. So I really like this team. But with that, now we're going to transition to the NFC North. Similar to the AFC North, this is a very competitive division. But we're going to start with the 7-10 Bears from last year. They came in 4th. This year, they are projected to win the division plus 330, which is the 3rd best. And they're projected at 8.5 wins. So let's talk about some positives with this team, all right? They drafted Caleb Williams 1st overall and Rome Odunze in the 1st round. They also picked up Keenan Allen, and they have DJ Moore. So they are giving Williams a lot of weapons, and I think he could succeed in this offense. Another positive, they face the number 1 easiest schedule of pass defenses, so that will help Williams a lot. They have the 3rd easiest schedule on the season. Their O-line ranked number 20th in health last year, so if their O-line can stay healthier this year, that would be huge for Caleb Williams. That's one of their big negatives they had last year. And then their net rest edge is 8th this year, which is at plus 5. So they have 5 more rest days than their opponents, which is very big for them. But now we're going to transition into the negatives. So the negatives, the Bears gave up 50 sacks last year, even when they played against the easiest schedule of defenses. So the Bears were just giving up too many sacks. Was that Justin Fields' fault for holding on the ball too long? Was the O-line too banged up? Were they just not good? A lot of factors could play into that, but they need to play better, simply. They also committed 54 offensive penalties last year, which absolutely kills drives. I hate that. Their defense ranked 30th in pressure rate and recorded only 30 sacks, so their defense really needs to step up. They play 3 games in 10 days, similar to the Bengals, similar to Steelers in week 15 through 17. They have to play 3 games in 10 days, so they better hope they're not banged up, or those could be all 3 losses right there. And then on top of that, 4 of their last 6 games are on the road, which could be a lot of losses right there, depending on who they play. And then last but not least for the negatives, their O-line ranked is 21st this year, projected to be 21st, which is a slightly below average. And their D-line rank, which is absolutely horrible, is 31st. So that's a big concern for them right now. Now, what would I recommend for this team to do to be more successful this year? There's 2 things they got to avoid, sacks and penalties. When they avoided drives with at least 1 sack, when drives had at least 1 sack, their TD rate was only 6%. Drives when they had at least 1 penalty, the TD rate was 21%. And then drives without a sack or penalty, that TD rate bumped up to 25%. So they really need to avoid sacks. They need to avoid penalties. We'll see how Caleb Williams does this year. He has the weapons, and I'm kind of excited for this team. But now let's transition into the Vikings. So the Vikings came in third last year. They went 7-10, had a pretty decent season. Plus 1,000 for them to win the division, which is fourth. They lost Kirk Cousins, and now they have new quarterbacks. But let's start with the positives. Their net rest edge is plus 12 this year, which is second best. They have 12 more days of rest than their opponents, which is huge. I love that.
Love it.
4 times this year, their opponent has less than a week to prepare for the game, which is the most in the NFL. So they're going to have more rest time and more time to prepare for games. So I love that. And they signed Aaron Jones to help in the run game. He did pretty decent in Green Bay last year. My only concern is, can he stay healthy? If he does, I think he'll be a big boost to this offense. And then my last point has to deal with the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. He did a great job with Nick Mullins at quarterback last year after Kirk went down. So on early downs, Nick Mullins was number 5th in success rate, number 2 in yards per attempt, and number 2 in TD to interception ratio on early downs. The big concern with Nick Mullins is on third downs, he was absolutely horrible and threw too many picks. But overall, it showed me that Kevin O'Connell can actually coach a below average quarterback. So I love that. And now let's transition into the negatives. Who's going to start the year at quarterback? Is it Darnold? Is it J.J. McCarthy? Are they going to be decent at all? There's a lot of question marks. I think Sam Darnold's going to start. They have a tough schedule to start the year, so I think they go to J.J. McCarthy later in the season, but we'll see how that goes. They have a lot of new faces on defense, a lot of turnover on defenses, so hopefully they have new players that can step up this year.
I hope so.
Projected to face the 5th hardest schedule this year, so they didn't get lucky in the scheduling. They got a lot of tough opponents. Their O-line ranked is average. It's 14th, which is decent, I would say. But their D-line rank is 24th, which I don't like. And then they have the 5th least expensive defense. They don't really have too many stars on defense or whatever. So they just didn't really spend too much on defense this year. And the Vikings could be in a little rebuild year, but we'll see how that goes. But now we're going to transition into the Packers. So the Packers came in second last year with a record of 9-8. This year they are plus 200 to win the division, only behind Detroit, and they are projected at 10.5 wins. So let's start with some negatives with Green Bay. Projected to face the 2nd toughest schedule of offenses, and projected to face the 3rd toughest schedule of run defenses. So they face some tough offenses, some tough run defenses. Last year, they had a 95% TD rate in goal-to-goal situation. That is extremely high, and I don't think they can repeat that. This was number 1 ranked since the year 2000, which is insane. The season before, in 2022, under Rodgers, that percentage was only 50%. So I think this year that 95% success rate is going to drop down. So that could be a big negative for them. But that's all I really have for negatives. So now let's transition into the positives. So last year they started the season out horrible. They went 2-5. Then the coaching made some changes, and I love when coaches can adjust mid-game, mid-season. Shows me that the coaches are open-minded and are good. What did they do? They focused more on being more explosive plays, and trying to build an early lead. What was the result of that? Green Bay finished the season 7-3, ended up making the playoffs, so that was huge for them. I love that coaching change. This season, 8 of the 9 teams that come in and play at Green Bay either play in a dome or they play in nice weather. So that's home field advantage right there. Those teams aren't used to playing in the cold, so I actually like that. Their D-line is amazing this year. They're the 6th ranked D-line. Great players on that line. They are deep at wide receiver. They have a lot of young talent. Receivers, running back, tight ends. They got Jordan Love leading the team. They have a lot of young, good players, and I think they can have all pretty decent seasons. And then their net rest edge is the 5th best this year, so they have much more rest than their opponents. I think this Green Bay team could give the Lions some trouble in this division. But with that said, we're going to transition into the Lions. So the Lions had a great season last year. They came in first. They went 12-5. This year, they're projected plus 130 to win this division. But let's start with some positives with this team, okay? After having a horrible pass defense, their pass defense was horrible last year. They acquired so much talent. They got cornerback Carlton Davis, cornerback Amik Robertson. They drafted a first-round corner in Terrion Arnold, and then they got a second-round corner, Ennis Rakestraw. They also added DJ Reader at tackle. He came from Cincy. We talked about him earlier. He's great against the run. He will help this defense. So the Lions knew they struggled at pass, and they brought in some players to help fix that. So hopefully that will work. They're projected to face the 27th toughest schedule of defenses. So they're facing pretty easy defenses. They start the season off strong. Okay, the first 8 weeks, they're only playing one team that is projected to finish over 500. So this Lions team can start off really strong. Their O-line, too, is great. They have a lot of talent on it. They are the #1 O-line ranked this year. And this team is just filled with talent all over the place. I really like this team, and I think they could do some damage. But now let's transition into the negatives. So like I was saying earlier, the defense, pass defense was horrible last year. What if these new guys they get just aren't that good? Their defense is going to be horrible again this year. So that could be a red flag there.
What if they're cheap?
Their defense last year was 27th in defensive efficiency and 31st in yards per pass attempt. Another thing they can improve on is their offense in the third quarter. They had the 31st ranked offense in the third quarter. So after halftime, they were starting off super slow and had to rely on the fourth quarter to make comebacks and hold on to small leads, which isn't really a smart game plan to do. So they need to come out with more explosive plays in the third quarter. And then the last negative I have is their D-line rank. Their D-line rank is only 26. It's not that great, but the run defense is really good. So we'll see how DJ Reader adds to this defense and all those new additions. So what I recommend this team, they got to improve their pass defense, which I think they kind of did with all the new pieces, and then improve third quarter offense. So we'll see how they do with that. But with all that said, let's rank these teams now. So coming in at 4th, I'm going to have, no shocker, Minnesota, only projected at 6.5 wins. Kind of a rebuilding year for them. We'll see how they do, but I'm not expecting
Golden Minnesota for real.
Third place, I have Chicago. We'll see how Caleb Williams does. They could surprise some players, but with Green Bay and Detroit being such good teams, it's going to be hard for them to beat out either one of those teams. Second place is I'm going with Green Bay. I know I'm being boring, just going in order, but I think that's pretty accurate. Green Bay definitely could take this division and beat Detroit out. They have a lot of young talent, but I think it's going to be exciting. And then last but not least, I have Detroit. I just think they have great coaching. They got some good offense, great run game there, and I think they could do some damage this year. And they could be Super Bowl favorites, to be honest. So we'll see how they do this year. But that's all I have for the AFC and NFC North. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, keep on staying on that grind and never stop hustling.
Hell yeah. Let's go. How about it?
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the Stats coming in with absolute heat to kick off the Pundits Playbook Season 2. All right, Brother Bren. You heard everything Marty had to say. You listened to all his suggestions and what the stats are telling him, what the numbers are telling him. Let's keep in mind, y'all, he only had 2 divisions wrong last year. So this guy, he knows what the fuck is going on. He's just listening to the numbers and just telling us what they're saying. So, Brother Brent,
whispering to him.
What is your initial reaction? What are you thinking? We'll do AFC North, bang bong.
Bang bong.
And then go bang bong.
Oh, then you want to start off the other one?
No, I meant so bang bong, you, me, AFC North, and then bang bong, you, me again. For the NFC North. How about it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Kick it off, brother.
So you want to do the same order, 4 to 1?
Cream rises to the top, brother.
Here we
From
go.
the bottom to the top. I forgot what the saying I had was last season.
From the cream of the crop, from the bottom to the top, some.
Exactly.
Anyways, as I said, here we go. I agree. Pittsburgh will be in 4th.
Oh.
And I actually did some numbers. Gonna stay positive. Every time, 9-8, clean slate.
Oh, you did this last year. You did your own record.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I did, and here I am again, 9-8, because Tomlin never lost. Third place, again. It's like we're doing the same numbers here. Cleveland Browns, also 9-8.
Okay,
tough division. And 2, we're going to switch him from his board. I like Cincinnati, but I don't like him that much. We got him at 11-6. Big improvement from last year. But they just can't beat the Baltimore Ravens that are 14-3.
14-3?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Listen, they just got to run the ball. That's it. The read options going to go crazy. What are you thinking?
All right. So, see, AFC North is always tough.
Always.
Because literally I think people forget about this. Last season, obviously, you can see on Marty's board, it went from last to first Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens. People forget that even with Joe Burrow out injured and Jake Browning was their starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, a good chunk of the season, they still finished 9-8 in last place. I feel like that's not talked about enough.
No.
Like Marty was saying, when Joe Burrow was healthy, they beat teams like the Niners, the Bills, like some top tier NFL teams. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine what a healthy Joe Burrow did for them last season.
I mean, didn't they lose their offensive coordinator, though?
Yeah, so yeah, Brian Callahan is now the coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
So, diving back into my prediction for the AFC North, like I was saying, it's always tough because the worst team in the division is still going to have a positive record
every time.
That's just what it seems like. So much like you and Marty, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers finishing last.
Here we go.
Steelers Nation. It's still tough because I can literally see a world where all four teams make the playoffs. It almost happened last season.
It almost did.
But at the same time, it's like if you're comparing all the rosters and everything, yes, Pittsburgh is starting to come around on paper.
It's just their offense mostly.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, I think that we got ourselves a quarterback battle, bro. I didn't think it was going to be like that going into it, but after everything that I've seen coming out of the Pittsburgh camp, Justin Fields could potentially be the starter there. I just don't think that they have enough to figure out, at least in the first season with this new sort of coaching staff other than Mike Tomlin and the new personnel, to really make an impact in this AFC North. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers finishing last. I'm not going to go as far as giving you records like Brother Bren here, but I got the Pittsburgh Steelers finishing last. I just don't see them. Don't get me wrong. They're going to be competitive. That's just Pittsburgh Steelers football.
That's the whole division.
You didn't understand?
What?
That's just how it is. But I got Pittsburgh Steelers finishing fourth. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna be boring this week, but I have my reasons. Cleveland Browns finishing third as well.
Okay.
I don't have full faith in Deshaun Watson playing a full season. I just don't. Their roster is so talented. You've seen, obviously, like Marty was saying, Joe Flacco coming off the couch, getting them into the playoffs, just managing to win them games and get them by. I feel like that's going to be similar this season with J-Mo Winston. I hope to God. I've always been a J-Mo Winston fan myself.
Hell yeah.
I'm hoping that we see J-Mo Winston play some Cleveland Browns football for them this season. And Nick Chubb is one of my favorite running backs in the league, so I'm hoping he has a full speedy recovery. We don't have an idea of when he'll be back and what he's looking like. I just did see a video of him squatting 800 pounds like 2 weeks ago. So I think he's going to be all the way back.
I would think so if he's squatting that much.
Bro, his leg was off his fucking limbs last season. And 2 weeks ago, he's squatting 800 pounds. You kidding me? So, but I mean, Myles Garrett, they added players to the offense and both sides of the ball. We'll see. Still don't think they'll be good enough to get in the top tier of this division. Second place, I got the Baltimore Ravens taking a step back from last season, bro.
Ooh.
I got them finishing in second. To me, I do feel like Derrick Henry, that is a great addition to their squad. It's just a matter of, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to stick true to their craft.
You think it'll be similar to the Eagles? How they lose both coordinators and then a little step back?
It could, because I feel like the Ravens had one of the top defenses in the league last year, and Mike McDonald was a big part of that.
Huge.
And they lost him. A lot of people aren't talking about this enough either. They lost a lot of pieces in their secondary as well. Geno Stone has actually jumped ship to the Cincinnati Bengals. One of their most pivotal safeties in their secondary room. I think that's going to hurt them. So I do listen. I love Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's sitting right here. Big fan of Lamar Jackson. I do have full faith in him. It's just I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with their weaponry. Obviously, they got Derrick Henry. They could run the shit out of the ball with him, but I mean, he's getting older. I mean, Father Time always comes around. Not everyone's Tom Brady. They got this longevity. I know sports science is crazy nowadays, and Derrick Henry is an alien, but there will come a time where he starts to slow down, so you can't keep pounding the fucking rock with him.
I forgot the number, but he spends a lot of money to keep up with his body.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Questions about their offensive line, questions with their wide receiver room. Obviously, they got Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. We'll see how far that could get them. Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews going to be pivotal to their offense if they can stay healthy. I just don't get me wrong, probably still making the playoffs, but I got the Ravens finishing second in the AFC North. Cincinnati Bengals, obviously the remaining team here. I got them winning the division, and I could see them full. Listen, this all depends on Joe Burrow and his health and where T. Higgins' mind is at in this offense, because obviously I can see it where T. Higgins is the type of dude that he's going to want to show up and show out, because I do think he's going to be entering free agency next season. So he's going to want to show up and show out to make that new contract next season. Jamar Chase, I mean, he's sort of holding out right now, which we'll get into in a second when we're talking about the holdout updates with training camp. But full, healthy Joe Burrow, this team is fucking unbelievable. He's a stone cold killer, bro. And
new haircut and all.
Slim Joe.
I don't like that.
Slim Joey, if you will. But, I mean, there's still questions in some of their position rooms. Trey Hendrickson, we forget that he requested a trade a couple months ago right before the draft. That hasn't been addressed yet. Money situation is always going to be there, but I think when it's all said and done, they got a good enough coaching staff. They're going to get the squad together, figure this thing out, and they are known to start slow. All right, past couple seasons they started off slow, but when it comes towards the middle of the season, towards the end, they always ramp it up. So if they start off on a good note, hey, now look out for the Cincinnati Bengals. They might be all the way back, just for one last ride with this squad. And hey, don't forget about Jermaine Burton, bro. Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. They drafted him in this past draft. He might be a dog, so keep an eye out for him. Cincinnati Bengals winning the AFC North. And in Marty's words, let's transition into the NFC North. Brother Brent, what are you thinking for the NFC North?
Yeah, bottom of the division. Skull. They cheeks. Yeah. So they're gonna stink, but I think they're gonna turn it up towards the end of the season, getting them 6-11. Not bad. A little step back, but in the right direction for the future. Next is gonna surprise you. Yes, I also have the Chicago Bears, but I do have them at 9-8. Because I think they were 7-10 last season. A few more games. It's all right. Just a couple. Yeah, with all the weapons they got, they should improve. And I'm just going to follow it to a T. The Green Bay Packers. Very good. I think they're going to start off slow again. And then they're going to ramp it up just like they did last season. 11-6. They're going to be a solid football team once they do get the burners on. And yes, the Detroit Lions. I do believe they will make it far this season. Very far.
Hey, they made it pretty far last year.
14-3. Very good team.
Number 1 seed worthy?
Yes. They got the pieces that they desperately needed, and I don't think they lost much. Maybe Super Bowl bound. Maybe.
Okay. I like it. From the bottom, cream rises to the top. It really does get cold in Minnesota. I also have the Minnesota Vikings finishing in last.
No disrespect, though. It's just a tough division.
Yeah, man. They're in a weird phase right now. Right? I mean, obviously they made Justin Jefferson the highest paid receiver in the league.
Yes.
Highest paid non-quarterback in the league in NFL history.
History.
Yeah. So the formula to win a Super Bowl typically isn't just from past experience, not past experience, but like history will tell you that the Super Bowl formula is not to build around your wide receiver. That typically doesn't bode well for NFL teams and their success. But I mean, he's different, bro.
I also think they got a franchise guy though, which, like I said in mine, in the future should be good.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking, they're in a weird spot right now. They did lose a lot of key pieces on defense.
Huge.
Try to make up for their mistakes. They picked up a lot of defensive players from the Houston Texans, so it's going to be interesting to see how they bring in that camaraderie into the Minnesota Vikings defense. Like Marty was saying, Kevin O'Connell can make a mediocre quarterback look like a fucking guy out there and get him by at least. We've seen it with the Pasternak, Dobbs last year, and Nick Mullins last season. If Sam Darnold could do a little bit of that and more, I don't know. Minnesota Vikings, they'll be a competitive squad. They got picked up Aaron Jones. We'll see where he's at. Obviously, didn't really have that bad of a season last year for how old he is and the sort of the injuries he's dealing with. Offensive line could be iffy. I mean, you got Jordan Addison next to Justin Jefferson, which, I mean, we'll see what the fuck happens there if he could keep his head straight.
He'll be good.
T.J. Hawkinson, probably a top 4 tight end in the league. When healthy. So I don't know, bro. If the track record shows for Kevin O'Connell, he could plug and play at the quarterback position. I don't like. I agree with Marty. I don't know if I see J.J. McCarthy starting off right away. I feel like they want to go experience and sort of be competitive now and see what they got in Sam Darnold for the time being. But at some point, I do see if they start on a slippery slope throughout the year, you can see J.J. McCarthy get some starts, but not going to be good enough this year, at least. We'll see what how they work this thing out. Third, going tit for tat here. Chicago Bears.
Bear down.
Listen, I think they got what it takes to be a good squad. Obviously, Caleb Williams is bringing in a lot of talent and his high quarterback IQ into this league here, and he is easily set up to have success early. Probably one of the best situations for a rookie quarterback to go in with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, 2 of the top wide receivers in the league. They picked up DeAndre Swift. They already got a good running back room as it is. We seen last week in the Hall of Fame game, Sean Johnson was running crazy. So only question for the Bears really is the offensive line. I don't think they'll be good enough to hold up rookie quarterback and Caleb Williams. Defense is okay. They paid some of their guys, a lot of guys coming back. Matt Eberflus could have the boys rolling, but still got them finishing third. Like, these two divisions are probably 2 of the most competitive in this league. So I would say second place, Green Bay Packers.
Go Pack.
They're going to be solid. Like Marty was saying, they have a tight and very talented young group of players. Obviously, made Jordan Love the highest paid quarterback in the league. Jumped ahead of the curve. Pay him now while he's hot, because obviously that record will be broken probably next season.
Most likely.
I mean, we've seen what the Packers did last year. They had the 49ers on the ropes. They're a good fucking team. They blew the Dallas Cowboys out of the fucking water when it came playoff time. So, yeah, I got the Chicago Bears. Or, I'm sorry, the Green Bay Packers finishing in second. They're going to be very good, playoff bound. Just don't think they'll be good enough to get over the hump compared to the Detroit Lions, baby. Lion!
Beat you to it.
Bro, again,
good team.
They filled all the voids they needed to this offseason. Their secondary was one of the worst in the league, statistic-wise. So, drafted some high talent, Terrion Arnold and Rakestraw in the draft with their first 2 picks. Filled the voids right away. I love the DJ Reader signing.
That's a big signing.
And dude,
I agree.
I think a big factor in this, Ben Johnson coming back as offensive coordinator. He could have easily had a job elsewhere as a head coach, but coming back with this Detroit Lions offense, bro, one of the top in the league.
Probably their biggest pickup.
Yeah.
Just keeping him.
Bringing back most of their guys, bringing in some new ones to fill the voids, like I mentioned. Bro, Detroit's fucking rocking, man.
Yeah, it is.
And one thing that Marty didn't mention, these guys, and it's known that Jared Goff plays statistically better indoors.
You know
right?
it.
I mean, it's a fact. Bro, they only have 3 outdoor games.
They lost those.
I can't get past that point, bro.
They lost those, man.
So it's like Detroit Lions might go on a fucking run here. I love it. They probably had the best draft last season out of every 32 teams in the league. Impact players right away. It could happen again this year. Sam Laporta, I'll say it. Sam Laporta is a top 5 tight end in this league right now.
Holy shit.
I'll even go on a limb and maybe say 3. He's that good. He is that good, bro. He is a problem.
I wouldn't say that yet, but maybe after this season.
Shit, I'll go Kelsey, Kittle, Laporta, Hawkinson.
I can't do it yet. Can't do it.
I've seen enough, bro.
Also, can you confirm three outdoor games? Because I did have them at 14-3, which is I didn't even do that on purpose.
3 of their losses are outdoors.
Yeah. So that's perfect. Hey, I'm feeling great.
Listen, bro. Yeah, I like you. I'm on the same page as you, bro. Detroit Lions. I've already mentioned it on the show a couple times. I can see them going first seed and probably finding their way in the Super Bowl some way, shape, or form. Bearing obviously, we would love all the players to stay healthy and everything. But
of course,
this is football, bro. This shit don't happen. So yeah, man. I promise you guys listening and watching, it's not going to be like this every week. But I am very glad that the numbers are on my side. I love it.
It's a good feeling.
So with that being said, I got the Cincinnati Bengals winning the AFC North at plus 165 and the Detroit Lions winning the NFC North at plus 130.
All right, and then I got Baltimore winning the AFC North at plus 145 and then Detroit Lions at plus 1.
How about it?
Lion.
Yeah, bro. There it is. Bang bong.
Lion.
I'm so happy Pundit's Playbook is back, bro. You know why?
Why?
That means football is basically back.
Hell yeah.
Bro, at work, like the Fanatics Live chat, they're just like, yo, Tank is so fucking hyped for football.
It's the best time of the year.
Bro.
Everyone's on the same playing field.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a great time of the season.
Speaking of which, obviously, preseason has kicked off with the Hall of Fame game. We're getting a full slate of preseason games this upcoming weekend.
Finally.
Well, before we move on to that, if you already know your division winners of the AFC and NFC North, feel free to comment. We want to know what you guys think, or jump in our Discord. Link in our description here on the on our YouTube channel.
Unless you're a jabroni that says Pittsburgh and Minnesota,
We just don't want to hear from you.
Yeah, just don't talk to us.
Because there's no shot.
Ain't no way.
But yeah, anyways, we got a full slate of preseason games this upcoming weekend. We're actually going to be at the Bills and Chicago Bears game. Caleb Williams, like as we all know, did not start in the Houston Texans Hall of Fame game. Disappointing to see, but I really can't blame him, because why are we going to put our potential number 1 overall pick, a franchise guy, out with a bunch of backups, guys who's not even going to play with and risk injury? So I'm hoping we at least see a few snaps of him this upcoming weekend.
Just one drive.
Just give me one drive.
That's it.
Just give me one drive. That's it.
I just want to see how well composed he is.
That's it. So with that being said, football's here. Can't fucking wait, dude.
Hell yeah.
But before we get to those preseason games,
what?
Training camp's still going on. It's the last week. There's still some holdouts or hold-ins, if you will.
Holding.
So we got CeeDee Lamb away from the Dallas Cowboys right now. He is down in Texas, while obviously it's known that the Dallas Cowboys hold their training camp in Oxford, California. Get away from the heat, but if you ask me, you're still going to California, so it doesn't really make much sense to me.
Still in the heat.
But that's not the point. That's besides the point. CeeDee Lamb is out training in Texas on his own, looking for a new deal. And Brandon Aiyuk, he's been excused from a lot of the recent 49ers training camp practices.
That's not a good look.
Remember how last week we said that we'll talk about Brandon Aiyuk right now. Remember last week how I was saying that there's a chance I could be going 0 for 2 when I say that a player isn't getting traded?
Yeah. Looks like it, huh?
So these are just rumors, obviously,
Okay.
and speculation. The rumor is that, according to, let me pull it up here, the tweet. This is according to Mike Garafolo and Tom Pelissero on Twitter. I'm assuming this came from their insider show. Brandon Aiyuk is more likely to be traded than signed an extension with the 49ers. Yeah.
Fuck.
Starting to lean towards that way. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter saying he's been cited in Pittsburgh.
What?
Steelers are probably at the top of the list of potential teams that will be trading for Brandon Aiyuk. Have the highest interest.
Now let me ask you this:
This and that,
if he
so.
does go to Pittsburgh, does he move up on your list?
If anything, bro, maybe third, flopping with the Browns, but I just don't see it.
All right, I agree.
Because, don't get me wrong, bro. I love me some Brandon Aiyuk. I'm a big BA fan.
BA?
Yeah, but he's an essential piece to the Niners offense. But if you take him out of there, I still feel like the Niners are going to be the 49ers.
Well, I mean, if they really like Ricky, then fuck it,
Yeah. And another thing to think about is because obviously I didn't even expect DJ Moore to be up for an extension or had interest in getting an extension. He reworked a deal with the Chicago Bears last week. It's worth up to, I believe, $27 million a year.
That's big.
You're looking at just slightly under Jalen Waddle range. I think Jalen Waddle's at 28. So in comparison, bro, I feel like this is where the Niners are at right now. I don't think they're going to give him what he wants because I believe he wants more than that. Because it's just a weird situation, because if DJ Moore is getting $27 million and the production he's put out compared to the quarterbacks he had and the teams he's been on compared to Brandon Aiyuk and his production, I don't think Brandon Aiyuk should be getting paid more than DJ Moore. That's just me. I'd rather have DJ Moore than Brandon Aiyuk. And it's no disrespect to Brandon Aiyuk, obviously. He's just a solid player, but I don't think he's on a DJ Moore level.
I see what you're saying. But I feel like he hasn't had a chance to be like, oh, yeah, this is a number one guy. You know what I mean? Which until they just got Keenan Allen, he's been that number one guy almost his whole career, DJ Moore. So I feel like we got to wait and see. So basically, yes. I don't think he gets the money either.
And I don't think the Niners are going to put themselves in that spot. You know what I mean? Especially with the other guys that they have around them. And like you were saying, if they do, I feel like, bro, if it's just weird because I think with them drafting Ricky Pearsall in the first round says it all. Because if you're hell bent on paying Brandon Aiyuk, which I do think they had a deal on the table, just not worth what he's wanting. Because I'm sure he wants to be top. At least, if you had to guess a range, I'm probably thinking probably 28 range, 28, 29, which I agree. Yeah. It's just crazy, bro. I literally don't think that the Niners want to put themselves in that situation. They drafted Ricky Pearsall just in case it didn't work out with Aiyuk. They like Brandon Aiyuk. They just don't love him. And I feel like they don't want to be put in that situation to love him, to be stuck with him, if that makes sense.
I get it.
And be caught in that cap hold. But if you take Brandon Aiyuk out of this offense, I still think they're going to be perfectly fine. That's just me.
Yeah, they'll find a way. If Ricky doesn't work out, they'll get another wide receiver to replace him. So,
yeah. So I'm not going to believe it till I see it. If Brandon Aiyuk and his representation just think that he's worth more than the 27, 28 million, I don't think it's going to work. They're not going to get a deal in San Francisco. You'll probably see a trade.
All right. So now that we have this conversation, we will be seeing it either tomorrow or Wednesday that he's being traded.
Every time we talk about Brandon Aiyuk, he either shows up on a podcast or breaks news the day after. That's just how it works.
And then just being traded after we talk about him. It's like, oh, yeah, a couple days later, boom.
Right. Now jumping ship to CeeDee Lamb situation.
CeeDee.
Got a lamb on my nigga like CeeDee. You see me? That's
Hell yeah.
Conway, shut up. But his situation is a little different because obviously Jay Jetta's got paid the most, right?
Which he deserves, yes.
CeeDee Lamb was putting up Jay Jetta's numbers last year. Now, do you think he gets a deal done in Dallas? Because we obviously know the Cowboys probably have the most money in the league. Because if it wasn't for Jerry Jones, you probably wouldn't be seeing these meteoroids deals being handed out in the NFL. So they got money. Don't let them fool you, bro.
And they fool everybody.
Because I think they could pay Dak, Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb. I just don't think they are because they always have the money. They just don't ever fucking spend it. That's the thing with the Cowboys. So
they just know how to draft, though.
Yeah, sort of.
They drafted all three of them guys, so it's like,
yeah, true.
They always know how to put up with the future. But
now it's like in CeeDee's spot, you just seen Tyreek Hill get his contract, right? So Tyreek Hill, if you guys missed it, his restructured contract is worth $90 million over the next 3 years, with $65 million of it guaranteed, according to per Adam Schefter.
For Shefty.
No new years were added to the 4-year, $120 million extension. Tyreek Hill signed with the team in 2022, but the $106.5 million in updated fully guaranteed money is the most ever by a wide receiver.
Damn.
So you see that. And you see Jay Jetta's contract. Where do you think CeeDee Lamb ranks amongst that money-wise? And do you see the Cowboys ended up paying him? Because it's another thing. It's like, are the Cowboys going to be as successful without him compared to with him? What are you thinking here?
I feel like he should be just under those two numbers. But I feel like he's definitely going to be like, shit, give me my money. I need to be number one.
Like a Tua?
Yeah.
Show me my money.
Yeah, exactly. So he's definitely their franchise wide receiver. Easily. Now, do they think they could just go in the draft and be like, we could get another one? I don't know. And we know how Jerry Jones is. You've seen his notes.
God. You told me you give me no Super Bowl. You see my notes. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the league. He wants all this money, but I got all the leverage. I got all because he already said he's cool being a free agent, but I'm gonna let him hit the market, see what the market fucking talking about. So what I'm gonna do here, whatever contract he gets, because I already know there's only gonna be like 3 or 4 teams that could afford him. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna match it. I'm gonna fucking match it, dog. Because I'm fucking Jerry Jones. What I do.
Mm-hmm. No, knowing Jerry Jones, he's gonna let one of them walk.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm at. If I was them, bro, I would trade CeeDee and get what you could get.
Trading CeeDee.
I'm at the point where, like, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm guaranteed I'm keeping Michael Parsons. There's no doubt about that. Give him the fucking money he wants.
I agree.
I'm okay with either option of letting Dak go and letting CeeDee go, because realistically, what the Cowboys could do, we'll see how it goes this season with the Vikings, but they could take a similar route the Vikings go.
They could. There's a lot of quarterbacks.
Pay your one receiver. Maybe go after Shedeur Sanders in this upcoming draft or something.
What?
Carson Beck. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like
Ewers.
If I'm in his shoes right now, because you've seen how CeeDee Lamb flips the field, I'm more afraid of CeeDee Lamb than I am of Brandon Aiyuk in terms of trying to game plan for him. So it's like, if anything, I'll re-sign CeeDee, let Dak play on this last year, potentially let him hit the market and see what the market's talking about.
Hey, just call me back. Let me know the number,
bro. Because if you think about it, tax-free state, brother, and you think about the teams that would be interested in Dak, let's run through it right now.
All right, go ahead.
Let's run through it right now. Maybe the Raiders.
Yeah, maybe.
Jerry Jones could fucking match them. If all goes wrong in Tennessee with Will Levis, I doubt it'll get that bad. Jerry Jones will fucking match the Titans. Seattle Seahawks, maybe.
Seattle.
They be getting taxed. Jerry Jones gonna fucking match them.
Giants.
Giants, maybe.
Danny Dimes don't work
Yo,
out.
he ain't letting him go to no fucking New York Giants. And about 60% of Dak's contract will be paid to the fucking state. So he ain't going there. And last one I can think of. Or I'll give you two more. Maybe the New York Jets, but it's the same situation there. Jerry Jones gonna match the Jets.
New Orleans.
Maybe, but I still think they're stuck with Carr.
Very stuck with them, but I'm sure they'll get out of it somehow.
I got one more. Maybe the LA Rams, bro. Maybe Dak to the Rams. Huh?
Stafford retires and they just go, Dak,
Yeah.
come on down.
Fuck it.
I don't think he fits with McVay, though. But I feel like anybody could work with McVay. I don't know.
Man.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
At the end of the day, it don't fucking matter. Jerry Jones is going to match California.
Boom.
And bonus, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson absolutely fucking suck. Because, hey, the Steelers ain't tied to them. Maybe Dak to the Steelers. Hey, it don't fucking matter. Jerry Jones probably going to match him.
So the Steelers.
So Dak might be stuck. It's up and it's stuck.
So the Steelers get Dak and Aiyuk is what you're saying.
Well, I'll have to see what CT ESPN is going to be saying about that.
Oh, okay.
So I'll CT ESPN.
Shout out. One of the only sources I see.
I don't know.
Yeah, Brandon Aiyuk. Here we go.
CT ESPN always had the people talking. And
They talking.
you know who else got people talking? The NFL in their top 100 list. We're not going to go through the whole thing, bro. But they can't fool me.
They can't fool you.
No. It's, bro, we know who the best player in the league is.
Tyreek.
Come
Cold
on.
ass stare. Don't do that,
Bro.
bro.
They know what they're doing.
Where's-
they say it's voted by the players. I don't know. I'm not starting no conspiracies or nothing, but this is one thing to get the people talking every offseason. This list don't mean nothing.
Never did. Never did. Never did.
So they got Patrick Mahomes ranked 4,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
CMC 3,
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson 2,
Ooh.
and Tyreek Hill 1.
So they're saying I get because he's MVP. But this motherfucker didn't have a goddamn wide receiver. What are we doing?
You look sleepy.
The NFL it just has me disoriented over here. Because
This list got you fucked up.
my boy Rashawn Gary ain't in the top
All right,
5.
bring the. All right.
All right.
Come on. All right.
You know I'm right.
And no. Yo, come on, bro.
Respectfully, can't do it.
What were you going to say, brother? Bro, you were going to say something?
I don't even remember.
All right.
Oh, yeah. So I get like he won MVP and all that, Lamar. But this dude won a Super Bowl with no wide receivers. How'd that make sense?
That's also another point I kind of want to tie back into like the Brandon Aiyuk situation because we seen Aiden, you all right, bro? Wake up. Jeez Louise.
That list still has me messed up.
Kind of ties back to the Brandon Aiyuk thing because obviously Tyreek Hill, best receiver in the league, could be debated. I think he potentially is. Apparently the number 1 player in the league. Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs traded him and won back-to-back Super Bowls. So
That's true.
the team moves on, bro.
And they moved on quickly.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know how I love Lamar Jackson, son. I really do. Obviously,
Great
like
quarterback.
The third time I said it today.
He's right there.
But I don't know how you have him in front of a guy. You got a guy out here hollering my name when I won back-to-back Super Bowls. I got another ring on shelf.
Dropped me in number 4, making me look like Kermit the Frog.
We'll get to that situation in a second. This shit was popping off on our YouTube about that. I don't know if you've seen any of this.
No.
We'll address that in a second.
Okay.
But I just don't know how you have. They know what they're doing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they're doing. They're getting the people talking, and we're talking about it.
Every year.
I'm not falling for it, bro. I'm not.
Bad in ratings, top 100 list.
I will say.
Every year.
I will say the
Say
argument you can make for Tyreek Hill being the number 1 player, I'm not mad about it. Not at all. Because last year he fucking showed for a great portion of the season, regular season, I put it, he was the best player on the fucking field. If he didn't get hurt towards the end, would have had 2,000 yards receiving. I'm fully guaranteed it.
Guarantee?
I guarantee.
Damn.
Chuck Barkley.
What?
So I can see why. I'm not going to argue Tyreek Hill being number 1, just in that sense at least. But we know who the best player in this league is. I'll leave it at that.
Face of the league, some might say.
And also, let's just say, and also Aaron Rodgers made the list. I love Aaron Rodgers too, but how are you going to put this man on a list of top 100 players when he didn't? And we're going based off of last season. This is how this list is made, based off of last season.
2 plays?
4 snaps, bro.
4.
Yeah.
My bad. Damn.
So what are we talking about?
I mean, I get it. This guy's going to be Hall of Famer, but
Yeah.
based off of last season.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to get the people talking, and it's working for them. Another point, too, is like, they know that people ain't going to be talking if you made the same list every year.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
If their top 5 is going to say top 5, people won't talk about it.
Exactly.
They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's top 5, yeah.
All right. So before we get out here, I'm glad you brought that up, Brother Bren, the Kermit the Frog situation.
Kermit the Frog.
It looks like
Patrick Mahomes.
It looks like we have an official troll of the Tank Talk podcast, and I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name and give him credit.
No credits.
I'm sure he'll come back around if he really troll like that. He'll go and comment on this.
I feel like he's the Joker the way you're talking about him.
The
It's
Riddler.
Nola's dad.
What's that?
It's Nola's dad. We all know it.
It very well could be. Very well could be.
That, actually, yes. I hope it is.
You know,
That'd make it 10 times better.
so, yeah, this dude basically said, because you know the clip we put out about the Kermit the Frog Raiders thing.
We put it up and then we talked about it.
They're just like, what the fuck are the Raiders doing? And so we said,
I was trying to make a case for him. I did.
And this dude was like, well, fucking fan bro, obviously it had nothing to do with the Raiders. I was like, what? I said, what team he played for, bro?
Did he or did he not?
He plays for the Raiders. Don't matter, fucking fan bro. It wasn't their idea. And he goes, who Kermit play for? I was like, I had a minute to. I was like, all right. I said, we're gonna do this then. I said, well, Kermit plays for the team that basically owns your division since he's gotten to the league. The same team that hasn't been able to beat him at all. They only beat him 2 or 3 times, as a matter of fact, and is going for history and probably going to win his 3rd Super Bowl in a row. That's the team Kermit plays for. And he's just like, oh, well, the shit was just funny, man.
And didn't they just win in your stadium?
Yeah.
In your locker room?
And so this guy just kept going on and on and on and on.
In your city.
Like, I ain't gonna keep going with you, bro. And he started commenting on other videos. So we made it so far. We got an official troll of the show, man. Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it. So we finally made it.
It feels good.
I guess. At the end of the day, fuck them. That's all I got.
You get it.
Yeah. All right. An eventful day. I know we started late today because people don't know how to drive, caught in traffic and all that shit. Took it a little bit to set up here. So just want to remind you guys, too, over at Dave and Adams, we got some exciting news.
What?
Tomorrow we get the early access to this year's product of the Topps finest MLB baseball.
MLB?
That's right.
Nick Castellanos?
Probably one of the only companies that has this early access. And we're opening that strictly on our Fanatics live stream tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m., bright and early. But here's the thing. Giveaways all day.
All day?
Every half an hour for 14 hours to celebrate the new finest Topps MLB product. We're giving away autographed baseballs,
What?
autographed jerseys,
What?
autographed helmets,
What?
you name it. Excuse you.
I went away. I don't think they heard me.
To enter the giveaway every half an hour, all you got to do, you don't even got to buy none. You nothing. You don't got to buy in any breaks. All you got to do is come hang out with us, click the enter giveaway button, and you're in.
Hell yeah, I'll be there.
That's it.
Not in person.
So if you're watching from here until 9 a.m. tomorrow, feel free to join us on the Dave and Adams Fanatics Live. I'll throw the link into the show in this description here. Or you find it on our socials at TankTalk_pod. Or actually, you can actually find it on my Dave and Adams account at DACW_tank.
Oh, no. You really do have an accent.
I put a little more emphasis into the
W.
That's a new thing I'm doing. I don't know.
W?
DACW. But if you're a baseball fan, I know we don't have much here. It's a football show. But if you want to win free shit, some free cool shit, come join me and Troy 9 a.m. live on the Dave and Adams Fanatics live stream.
Let me tell you what I need from that. I need a Jazz Chisenholm jersey right now.
Oh, I fucking love it, bro.
Right now.
I would have never expected the New York Yankees to pick up a player with his amount of swag. I'll just say that.
Yes and no. The fact that he came out.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
There's a brand new Yankees.
We're in the 2024 Yankees, bro.
And then he came out swinging.
Bro, this man said, first at bat. Or the other day. I seen this and I'm like, okay, we're living in a new era of New York Yankees baseball. This is what it was.
Nice spot.
Break it down for the Spotify.
All right, so he's going up the swing here. He's doing a little practice and then gone. See ya. Bat flip everything. Oh. Home run. Holding the Schmeat. All the way. Brand new Yankees.
Brand new fucking Yankees. And
how you doing? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah. All right, with that being said, follow us on all our social platforms at TankTalk_pod. Stay up to date with all the daily sports stooge nonsense with our daily content on a daily basis, because that's what daily means.
And we can't leave just yet without acknowledging,
yes,
our tribal chief for finally coming back after his loss at WrestleMania. I just want to say thank you for finally coming back. We've missed you. It was one of the best returns, man. I was up.
My tribal chief is fucking back.
I can't wait to see what happens, bro.
It was good.
Hell yeah.
And the craziest part was I knew he was, obviously we all knew he was coming back.
Oh, everyone knew.
And as soon as you heard that fucking drum beat, game time.
They switched the song up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit to the beginning.
My tribal chief.
Hell yeah.
And
that's
you get
electric.
He finally, here's the thing. He's finally getting the babyface run that not only the company wanted, but what he wanted. Because if you tune into, I think it was his A&E documentary that released a couple months ago, he said himself, like, This shit tore him apart when like the fans wanted nothing to do with him.
Well, yeah, he's human.
And you seen it when he came out originally. You could tell he's trying his best not to crack a smile or tear up a little bit. You could tell like the shit was reality when he walked out there.
Yeah,
but him being probably, I'll say it, bro, probably the GOAT.
The GOAT. Oh,
Going out there, he took care of business. That's my tribal chief. Let's go. I can't wait. This is going to be the tribal chief run was legendary, probably one of the best of all time. But this one that we're going to be on right now, my God.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't been watching that much. But since he came back, I'm like, bro, gotta tune in. Now.
I'm playing it before we leave. Not on the show, but
no.
Yeah.
Chills,
bro.
Oh yeah,
it's my tribal chief, man.
My tribal chief, man.
Follow us at TankTalk_pod. Save the date with the daily content. Football season around the corner. We're gonna be working like some fucking dogs out here. Make sure to join the Tank Talk Podcast Discord server that I spent all fucking day yesterday learning, diving through the weeds and how to start the server and to manage it. I think we're there. So please do me a favor. Don't make me think that I wasted my time on this shit. Please join it because this is going to be a lot of fun. We're trying to connect all sports students together in one community, and I want to make this the greatest community of all fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So tell all your friends to join in. It's going to be a hell of a time. Discussions throughout the season. I want to get it popping before the season kicks off because I think just like the next Tribal Chief run is going to be legendary, I think this next Tank Talk run is going to be fucking legendary.
They better bring the heat.
Yeah.
In a positive way.
More people on board.
What?
More guests on the show. We're trying to work on that.
What?
New set coming.
What?
Hopefully fucking soon.
Yes.
Maybe Donnie's going to be coming back. He's going to be coming back soon. Anthony coming back.
Miss him too. Come on.
Might be a rotation in the back end here.
Rotation in the back end?
You know, sometimes you got to shake some shit up. I've been in the works on something. Yeah. Maybe a free agent signing.
Oh, no, not.
Be on the lookout.
It's been a while since we have one of those.
Yeah. This one's going to be legendary. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to tune into the Fanatics live stream tomorrow. Should be a hell of a time. MLB giveaways, autograph stuff throughout the whole day, every half hour of the stream. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Visit www.tanktalkpodcast.com. We got some more blogs coming on the way. I'm about to post our quarterback tier list that we created, just in case you got to give something for the readers. There's still some readers out there, which is kind of hard to believe, but Tank Talk's for everybody, man.
We try our damnedest.
And good luck to the U.S. Olympics men's basketball team, man.
Are they playing?
I don't know yet, but they're the number one seed. That's all that matters. America's on top, baby. And so is the Tank Talk podcast. So, hey, appreciate Aiden stepping in to batter's box.
Thank you.
It's a learning curve, man. It's all good. But you did phenomenal for your first day. I'll say that.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and that's all I got to say. I'm glad you gave me my due diligence at the start eventually.
Good word.
And we got there, man.
Yeah, you did it. After I went on a little bit of a rant.
No, dude.
The man himself.
No, dude, you did it.
I did it?
Yeah, you did it. Even though you fucking yelled at me to start here.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But we move on, dude. We put it past us.
You got to give me my respect.
And I respect it, dude.
Gold medalist right there.
So with that being said, let's see if Aiden knows how to end the stream or if we're going to be here all night and keeping Maranto up late. Shout out Maranto for stepping in, making it back from OH!
Ayo!
So that being said, oh boy. There he is.
And now he's out.
And also, Trabner, fuck you guys for disrespecting Donnie, putting him in the fucking corner, blocking his ass in front of the camera. So he's going to be taking that league by storm next year and bringing the fucking trophy right where it belongs, baby.
Hell yeah.
And we're not even in the league. That's the craziest part. Somehow Tank Talk's still going to win. So with that being said, we'll see y'all next week, hopefully. Oh, wait. Next week's the 12th. Yeah, we'll see you next week, not the week after. Let's see if you know.